Video is going to introduce you to multiplication with polynomials. Before I get started, I need to make sure that we all have a common body of language. The polynomial is an expression where all like terms have been combined, and what you have left, you can name the number, you can name the expression based on the number of terms. If you have one term, the prefix mono means one. A monomial would simply just be one term, like 10x. A binomial, the prefix bi means two, so a binomial would be two terms, like x plus 2. All like terms have been combined, and you have two terms left that are connected by addition. Trinomial, the prefix tri means 3, so a trinomial would be 3 terms, where all like terms have been combined. Something like this. Notice that I have no like terms that are not combined. Everything that's left is, each term, they are not like terms. 3 distinct terms connected by addition. Anything more than 3 is just simply called a polynomial. The prefix poly meaning many. All like terms have been combined, and it has a special name when it's one term, has a special name when you have 2 terms, a special name for 3 terms. Anything more than 3, we would just simply call it a polynomial. And I will be using these terms throughout the video, so I just want us to have a common body of language as I'm talking. I'm going to erase this and get into the process. So I've got my chart, and I'm going to expand, and that's the correct word. I'm going to expand each expression using the distributive property. So first I have the monomial 3 that I'm going to distribute into the binomial x plus 2. So this is just simply going to result in 3x plus 6. Moving on down, I now have the monomial 3x. So with this particular distribution, I'm going to need the knowledge of exponent properties in order to expand it correctly. So here I'm going to start with 3x squared plus 6x. Now moving on down, finally a new skill. Notice that now instead of having a monomial 3x, I'm connecting the x and the 3 with addition. So I now am going to multiply a binomial by another binomial. And this is just simply a layered up distributive property. That's all this is. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply the first x in the first binomial by the first x in the second binomial. That's going to result in x squared. Then the next operation, I'm going to go back to the first binomial. I'm going to distribute that x to the 2. That's going to result in 2x. Then I'm going to move back. I've distributed the x to both members of the second binomial. I'm now going to move to the 3. I'm going to multiply the 3 by the x. And then lastly, I am going to multiply the 3 by the 2. Notice I've created an expression with 4 terms, but I have 2 like terms, 2x and 3x. So I'm going to combine my like terms. I have x squared, 5x plus 6. So I've now created a trinomial. Combine all like terms. I have 3 distinct terms left. So my product is a trinomial. Let's move to the next one. So now, in front of the x, instead of having a 1, I have a number other than 1 in front of the x. I'm going to go through the process again. I'm going to multiply 3x by 2x. That's going to result in 6x squared. Then I'm going to multiply 3x into 5, and that's going to result in 15x. Moving back to the first binomial, I've successfully distributed 3x. Now it's time to distribute the 4. So I'm going to multiply 4 by 2x, giving me 8x. And then I'm going to multiply the 4 by the 5, giving me 20. So I've now created an expression with 4 terms. And once again, notice that I have like terms. So I'm going to add my like terms together. And I'm going to create a trinomial. 15 plus 8 is 23. Combining like terms. So once again, I've multiplied a binomial by another binomial, and I've created a trinomial. Notice all like terms have been combined. I have 3 distinct terms left over. Let's move on. Moving on down, I now have a binomial that I'm going to multiply into a trinomial. So I'm going to go to the first member x of the first binomial. I'm going to distribute this x to all three members of the trinomial. So my first product is going to result in x cubed. The second product is going to be 5x squared. And then the third product is going to result in 6x. Then I go back to the beginning, to the first binomial. I'm now going to distribute the 4 to all three members. I'll multiply all three members of the trinomial by 4. So my first product, and I'm going to organize this in a vertical manner, just gathering like terms in a vertical column that makes it easier for me to simplify. So my first product is going to be 4x squared. My second product is going to be 20x. And then my third product is going to be 24. I'm going to add all of my like terms and end up with x cubed plus 9x squared plus 26x plus 24. And I would simply call this a polynomial. I have 4 terms, all like terms have been combined, and what's left over are 4 distinct terms connected by addition. I'm now going to use this skill to solve an equation. So I'm going to take the first product, binomial into binomial. So it's going to be x squared minus x plus 2x minus 2. I'm going to set that equal to the product on the other side. I'll color code it. So this is going to be x squared minus 4x plus 1x minus 4. And before I start solving, I'm going to combine all like terms on both sides. So I'm going to have x squared plus x minus 2. Combining all like terms on the blue side, x squared minus 3x minus 4. And now to solve this, I'm going to subtract x squared from both sides. And I'm going to be left with something that's really easy for me to deal with. X minus 2 is that equal to negative 3x minus 4. Adding 3x to both sides. And then adding 2 to both sides. And then dividing both sides by positive 4. So I'm going to end up with a value x equaling negative 1/2. Notice that the squared term subtracts out of the problem at this moment, at this time. The next skill we'll learn is how to solve it when the squared term remains in the problem. And I think that's all that I want to do in this video.